Grant, who's one of their primary scorers. The Blazers were right there within striking distance, down just 6 late in the game before the Nuggets were able to pull away and get the win. So a lot of positives. A lot of positives to take away. 503-248-0620 is your telephone number. We'll come back on fifth quarter, and when we do, we'll step into the coach's corner and hear from Chauncey Billups. Nuggets get the win tonight, 120-108. Next game in Denver. Same two teams, 5:30 tip from Ball Arena. Game day will start at 3 here on 620 Rip City Radio. All right, checking the NBA scoreboard tonight in Detroit. The Clippers top the Pistons 136 to 125. Kawhi Leonard with 33 points. In Washington, The Heat over the Wizards 110 to 102. Jimmy Butler with 24 points and 9 rebounds. In Atlanta, the Hawks topped the Suns 129 to 120. Trae Young, 32 points, 15 assists. Great game in Indiana where the Kings outscored the Pacers 133 to 122. Sabonis had 26 points and 11 rebounds. In Houston, the Rockets topped the Raptors 135 to 106. Sengun with 24 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. In Memphis, the Warriors topped the Grizzlies 121 to 101. Jonathan Kuminga with 29 points and 6 rebounds. In Minnesota, the Magic edged the Timberwolves 108 to 106. Paolo Banchero with 23 points and 6 assists. Rudy Gobert with 22 points and 16 rebounds in the loss. In Oklahoma City, the Thunder down the Hornets 126 to 106. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 31 points, 9 assists, and 5 steals. The Pelicans topped the Spurs 114 to 113 in San Antonio. Victor Wembanyama with 16 points, 14 boards, 7 assists, and Zion Williamson 33 points and 8 rebounds in the win. And in Denver, the Nuggets topped the Trailblazers by a score of 120 to 108. First 20-20 game of Nikola Jokic's career. And that is your scoreboard report here on the fifth quarter. All right, let's check in with Trailblazers coach Chauncey Billups after the Blazers 120 to 108 loss tonight at Ball Arena in Denver.
But, man, we showed some resolve. You know, I was happy. We got back in the game. Our bench came in and gave us everything we needed. And then, you know, starters came back in and we played a little better, you know. But I was happy with our effort. I thought we played really well, and we pushed them to play a good game to beat us.
Scoot was feisty tonight.
Scoot was awesome. He was awesome. He was decisive the whole time. He was attacking. He was aggressive. And they couldn't. He put a lot of pressure on the defense. They had a hard time controlling him. He made some shots, but you know, I just loved his attack. I loved this. He was fast and he was furious out there today.
With Scoot, I mean, you talked about last game him kind of earning more minutes. I mean, you know, obviously tonight earned a little bit more. I mean, how much do you like to see that from, you know, him, you know, earning it? You know, I think it seems like a lot of times these top picks, you know, the expectations, you just get a lot of minutes now.
Yeah.
How do you like him just kind of earning it more?
Well, that's what I'm about, you know. You know, Scoot's been playing great, and I'm always, you know, you kind of eat what you kill, you know, and you got to earn it, you know, and he's doing just that. He's putting back-to-back games together, you know, and obviously you see he played 37 minutes today. You know, when you play that good, you earn the right to play more. You know, and that's just kind of how this game goes. It's how life goes. You know, you earn everything, and I just been so proud of him, man. You know, he's getting better every night.
Second quarter, too, I mean, he was working with Malcolm, too. I mean, what'd you like from those two? You know, that second quarter, they really kind of carried it.
I always like to have two guys on the floor at all times that can attack and that can play make, you know. So whether it's Scoot and Malcolm, whether it's Scoot and Ant, it's Malcolm and Ant, you know, it's always good to have a guy on both sides of the floor, strong side and weak side, that if it gets to him, he can actually attack and go make a play for somebody, whether it's him or somebody else. And I thought they all, you know, just kind of played well together.
At one point tonight during the game, Scoot held the record for most consecutive made free throws at 38. Steph Curry at number two. Obviously missed one, 11 of 12. But how much of a skill is it to get to the line, to get fouled, especially as a rookie?
Yeah, it is. And he does it when he just attacks. You know, he's so explosive. And I'm always telling you, get people guarding you, they're going to be on their heels. You know, there's no way they're going to be able to guess right and beat you there. Just keep the pressure on them. And, you know, he's so coachable that he just does it, you know, and that's the consequence of it. You know, you get to that free throw line time and time again, see that ball go through the basket, gives you confidence, slows the other team down. You know, I thought he just played an incredible game.
Is that something that Pooh said to you when he first got Scoot, that how coachable he is?
Yeah. I mean, you know, when you do your intel on these kids, you find out everything. I mean, everything. So I already knew how coachable he was, and for me, that's just it's beautiful. To get a kid like that who's so competitive and so skilled, so talented, but that will also listen too. It's a beautiful thing.
Being in this one, and obviously you played Denver again in 2 nights, is that kind of a gift to be able to see them so closely again?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's awesome to be able to just get another shot at them, and our goal is to go out and play as hard as we can and try to do whatever we can do to try to win the game like we did tonight. We gave ourselves a chance. That's a really, really good team. Got a lot of shot makers. Obviously, Joker had one of his type of games tonight, and we just couldn't sustain.
How tough is it to beat them when he's having that kind of night where he's beating, points, rebounds, and assists?
Yeah, it's really tough to beat them when he's having that type of night. You have to really have it going offensively. You got to have a lot of shots be going in to be able to beat them on a night like that when you're putting a masterpiece performance on. You got to be able to go shot for shot, and then you try to get 3 stops at a time here and there, to make a run. That's really the best way that you can do it when he's playing that way. Thank you.
All right, there's Chauncey Billups after the Trailblazers 120-108 loss to the Nuggets tonight at Ball Arena in Denver. It's pretty amazing, the Nuggets and the way they play. Chauncey Billups was just talking about it. It's hard to beat them when Jokic is playing like that. They had 34 assists on 46 made field goals. That's great basketball. You just watch the way they play and the way they execute, the way they use each other. I mean, Michael Malone has got that thing humming, and Jokic is a stud. Big time tonight. I had never realized he had not had a 20-20 game in his career. I would have expected he would have already done that, but tonight's the first. But a lot of good takeaways tonight. The play of Scoot. Ant was huge in the third quarter. The way they competed, got after it defensively, did not hang their head after the slow start in a tough place to play, got back into it. They were only down 6 with about 6:42 on the clock. They just didn't have enough to get over the hump. Too much Denver down the stretch. But the Blazers tonight did a good job protecting the basketball. They're doing, well, we've seen it lately, but not as many live ball turnovers. Just 10 turnovers tonight for the Trailblazers, but the Nuggets shot the ball well. They out-rebounded Portland. They were able to control the paint. They had a +9 advantage, 20-11 in second chance points. The Blazers tonight, though, in transition, +7, 18-11. All right, we'll come back on fifth quarter, and when we do, we'll take your phone calls, and I want to get your reaction, what you saw tonight. I think Joe in Buffalo is there. We'll talk with him. He's big on Scoot. He called in the other night and said, hey, down with Scoot, and he's now an official member of Rip City, and he's our East Coast representative out in Buffalo. So we'll talk with him. And, I mean, that's my big takeaway. Scoot Henderson, just explosive in the last couple of games. I mean, the stage is not too big for him. The way he's playing, the game is slowing down for him. I mean, it's awesome to see. All right, phone calls up next, 503-248-0620. Chad Doing here on your home of the Blazers, 620 Rip City Radio. All right, you've heard pretty much everything I have to say about Scoot. Sensational tonight. Game high 30 points, explosive with 16 in that second quarter. And he's starting to string together some great performances. So I want to hear from you. And what's your take? 503-248-0620. Let's go to Dan in Southeast. Dan, welcome back to the show, buddy. You got to love what you're seeing from Scoot right now, right?
Yeah, actually, it's Dan in Northeast now, man. I'm up there in Northeast.
Oh, Northeast.
Just moved. Yeah. And, it's a change like this is never easy, Chad, but, I knew that as an unrestricted free agent, I'd have the opportunity to, take this step in my career as a caller. And we had some great combos with the Southeast Portland organization, but ultimately could not come to an agreement that made sense for everybody. And, this is a business.
You know what's great, too? Northeast has got some good restaurants up there, man. I like the Northeast part of town.
They got some great bars up here, too. I'm loving it. Very, very happy. But, hey, as far as the game, first up, Scoot was terrific. The problem, as has been talked about ad nauseum, has been the turnovers. The dude is 19. Like, we all know it's the hardest position to learn as a rookie in the NBA. And I've lost none of my confidence that he's going to be an impact player and a real difference maker for the organization. It was awesome, particularly seeing him get to the line so much tonight. That's been the problem, has been finishing his drives and having the lateral speed to get past a guy and get it, either create some contact or make a hoop. And I thought his passing was excellent tonight. He didn't, ring up a ton of assists, but so many of the things, we over focus on scoring in the box score. And when you take a look at the full package, if he cuts down on turnovers, he's a terrific passer and he's a good game manager, especially for a rookie. I just think that a year from now, this is going to be ancient history,
Yeah, and when you combine that with his attitude and work ethic and the way he approaches things at such a young age, it gives me optimism that, the growth from year one to year two is probably going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he's a baller and he's a leader, and he's keeping his head up through some difficult stretches here. And
Absolutely,
it's terrific to see. I still think it's a great investment. I'd like to think that there are multiple teams talking themselves into a fat offer for Malcolm Brogdon. I think the lack of chatter there isn't an indicator of lack of interest. He's such a good fit on a couple of teams, and he's done his best. He's done everything you can ask as far as demonstrating that these health concerns have been behind him. I know he said he's happy here, and I believe him. And I feel like it's the best of both worlds. Like, if he leaves, it'll be for something. It'll be for, a first-round pick and some stuff. And if he stays, you couldn't ask for a better vet to set an example for the young guys, along with guys like Grant. And so if he stays, I think he'd be a terrific part of the team. And if we get an offer we can't refuse, I think it'll be worth it. Well, I actually thought Ayton played really well tonight. He's a guy. It's another case where we're like we rely too much on the box score. Like, it doesn't tell the whole story. That's a tough matchup for him. I'm sure he's struggling, like, finding his place in the offense when you got Ant needing shots and Jeremy Grant used to scoring 20 a game, and then you got the young guys. It can't be easy, and I think that a lot of the value that he brings as somebody clogging the middle is underrated. He's got a more. I heard somebody the other day compare. He's like Hassan Whiteside, like, in terms of not
ridiculous.
I'm like, dude, no, he's not. He's so much more talented on offense. He brings a lot more, and I think he's had. It's a rough go, changing from a team like Phoenix over to Portland. But,
I agree.
He's been fine. And finally, we still have not seen peak Ant. He's 24. I keep thinking that. I was like, man, he's been around for a while. He's like 26 now. He's not even fully in his prime yet. And he's demonstrated he is a prime time scorer in the league. Like, he is good for 25 to 30 night in, night out. That's how you become, a franchise player. And I just love what I see from, love what I saw from the young guys. And tough loss, but we'll take it. And onwards and upwards, man. Rip City.
All right, welcome to Northeast, buddy. There's Dan in Northeast now. Made the transition. Yeah, the great thing about the situation with the roster and where Joe Cronin's at, he's under no pressure to make a move right now. They don't have to. So if they don't get the right offer for, let's say, Malcolm Brogdon, you can hold on to him. And I do not think the team, they're not going to start resting guys like we've seen the last couple of years. They're going to continue to play them throughout the year. This is not going to be a loaded NBA draft. So if you get the right offer for Brogdon, you can make a move. If not, hold on to him. and he can continue to be an asset here, and then you reevaluate come summertime around the draft and see what's out there. But the Blazers, with their setup right now, they're in no rush, and they don't have to rush to do anything. That's the type of flexibility you want to have. And Cronin's got some tools to work with, but he doesn't have to make a move just to make a move. He can be patient and pick his spots. Let's go back out to the phones. Kenny in Vancouver. Long time no chat. Kenny, what's up?
Hey, good evening, Chad. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm well, buddy. Good to hear your voice.
Hey, I've waited for a while to speak on Scoot, watching, him progress, and I don't really see him as a terrific passer. I think he has a flair for kind of spectacular passes, but I think his court vision isn't special. But I am going to give him an incredible endorsement here on, I see him as a smaller version of Anthony Edwards, a.k.a. Goose, of the Minnesota Timberwolves. He reminds me of just a shorter version of Anthony Edwards. In other words, possibly the best two guard in the league, and I really could see Scoot playing next to Ant, more of a point guard as the two guard. Even though we talk about height and everything, it's not hurting Garland and Mitchell in Cleveland. I just see him like a shorter version of Anthony Edwards, and to me, that's a pretty incredible endorsement.
It really is, and it's great to hear your voice. Thanks for calling in, Kenny. I would be okay with that. If Ant and Scoot develop into the backcourt of the future, sign me up for it, and hopefully we'll see more of that. It's just on Scoot to continue to work on his shooting skills and to become better at stretching the floor. But his shooting percentages over the last couple of weeks have been much better. I think he's got 4 straight games now of better than 50% shooting, which is nice. All right, he is our new East Coast representative of the Rip City. He is in Buffalo, New York. He's an animal, and he loves the Blazers, and he's on the wagon now. But the great part is he's jumping on the bandwagon when the team is in full rebuild mode. And so I made him an official member on Wednesday night after the Milwaukee game of Rip City, and he represents out in Buffalo, New York, is Joe in Buffalo. What's up, Joe? Welcome back, brother.
What's up, brother? Thanks for having me. It's official, man. I'm a fan. It's not just a little like thanks for having me kind of thing. I was actually getting mad during the game, so it sunk in. So thank you for helping me find my team. I'm not just a player guy now. I got a team. So
and dude, I thought about you tonight, Joe. I thought about you tonight because I know you're down with Scoot Henderson, and he's what drew you in initially. He played great tonight.
And now here's the thing: it was Scoot and Jabari Walker. Those were the two. I was like, and then the fact you guys got Sharp too to go with it. I couldn't believe. And now I was looking. Something I want to touch on in a second is Ryan Rupert. You guys you got all sorts of just amazing young talent. But yeah, I know. Another great game from that guy. You pretty much knocked it out of the park with everything that guy did. One thing I wanted to touch on as well is just as like he's not afraid to go right at their top star right after the play, and it wasn't anything like he just kind of like chirped at him a little bit. He didn't fight him or get do anything stupid to get suspended or anything. But he doesn't back down out there. That's unbelievable. He's 19 and he's going up against the best basketball player in the world, literally in his face at that one point. And I was just like, wow, this is something special we're watching. But you nailed it, man. It's patience. And with this, I mean, it's probably easier for me being a brand new fan. I didn't have to go through whatever you guys had to go through to get to where you guys are. But I mean, I look into what we are in for coming up here. There's 18 draft picks from here until 2030. Over the next 6 years, we have 18 draft picks. 11 of them are in the first round. That's amazing. You got Shaedon Sharp, or however you say it, coming. Yeah, he's coming back. What's his estimated return? That I did not get to.
They don't have that yet. We don't know exactly when he's going to return. I think a few days ago was when he was going to be reevaluated. So I would expect him back fairly soon, maybe in a week.
Really?
Yeah, in a week or so. It's been it's that abdominal strain. So it's one of those weird things with the core muscle where you don't want to mess with it because you can re-aggravate real easy.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Okay, see, I didn't realize that turnaround was so quick. So, I mean, so it's not just Scoot to look forward to, and like you said, we do need patience for this, but, like, not much. I mean, look, we got Robert Williams III in that trade with Brogdon, along with 2 first-round picks there. Like, that guy brings great defense, Robert Williams does, and I don't know how you guys feel about him, because I know he got hurt pretty quick. I don't think he played much for Portland this year, but I was a pretty big fan of him. Just his style of play. He's aggressive, and he's also not a bad. He doesn't have a bad jump shot either for a big guy. So you got that. You got the leadership that Brogdon can bring if he stays. Which I know it's just going to be a loaded roster, and there's just countless things. There's the offensive excitement from Sharp and Scoot that's going to come, and then with Ryan Rupert and Jabari Walker, I love him. I'm actually eyeing up his jersey. I'm just having trouble picking between white and black. So but it's nice because they're old school Sabres colors. So I'm gonna fit right into it. So
Dude, Jabari's a cool cat too. I love Jabari. I love Jabari. I love that you're gonna go with the Jabari Walker jersey, man. That's money.
Yeah, you think that's all right? That's cool. All right, cool. Because I didn't want to I was gonna get Henderson, but then I was like, man, I don't know. I want something that's just a little different. But I'm gonna be the only one in Buffalo wearing a friggin' NBA jersey. Probably anyway. It's amazing. I try to explain this to people. It's so different. You look at an NBA stadium every night. It's sold out. The thing that the hype with our city was the Sabres, hockey. If you check our stadium out, it's sold out every night. Not anymore because it's a bandwagon kind of thing because it's freezing here, stuff, whatever. But there's something about NBA fans that's completely different, and that's something that this area just doesn't get. And that's what fascinates me about even taking road trips to different areas. I gotta see the stadiums. I gotta see the sports. I gotta see because it's different everywhere. And the reason why there will probably never be a basketball team back in this area is just I don't see the enthusiasm in this city that I see from literally any game I watch. Every game is packed. I mean, Indiana, the Pacers. I don't know what the hell a Pacer is. Packed. Friggin' just those awful yellow jerseys. And, everyone has, it seems like a great fan base in the NBA. And it's just, I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out, but it's just unlike anything I've seen. I've only been following the NBA close for about 2 years now, and it's just I don't know. I'm glad I landed here, though. This was definitely meant to be. But, man, there's just something, I can't put my finger on it, but, I know baseball we won't get because it's just, that's baseball. I like it, but whatever. But basketball, man, I don't think we're as devoted of a sports town. Here's the thing, I thought we were. And I love my city, I do. I just, once I seen literally every team's crowd just out there getting it every night, no matter what day of the week it was, because 82 games in a season, just like hockey, that's great, and people will go and they'll act like it's a Friday every game. It's just everyone's having a blast, and I don't see this city ever doing that, and that really put our sports mentality in check to me because we really fancy ourselves as hardcore sports fans. I'm sure you hear about. I don't know how much you like football, but I'm sure you hear about Bills fans and stuff, and it's obnoxious how much they think that they're the only fans out there or something. But I don't know, there's something amazing about basketball just from the fan base alone that I just hopefully one day Buffalo could get into, but that really the thing that you guys bring to the table, even the callers before me, the way they just so casually bring up the fundamentals of the game and what they saw just watching the game on TV. And the way they described it, they just got done training some dudes, for the combine or something. It's just unbelievable, man. And I got a lot to learn, but from what I have learned, man, we got a bright future. So it's not just Scoot we should be excited for, man. There's a lot. 18 draft picks in the next 6 years. I mean, you could trade. It's draft capital. You can do a bunch of things with it.
Yeah, no,
you're a lot of young people. Both sides, it's just I'm excited.
Yeah, Joe, you're on the right track. And just so you know, before you leave, I believe that the Indiana Pacers, their nickname, it has to do with their relationship with the Indianapolis 500 and the racing industry. So I think Pacer is like a pace car for the Indianapolis 500.
Yep.
So Pacer's a pace car. So there you go.
That's exactly what that is. I don't know why. I did, and no offense to Indiana Pacers. It was the first team that came to my mind. It was a backhanded compliment, but I'll get better.
No, dude. You're the man, man. Joe, Rip City, baby.
Thank you, man. I'm stoked to be a part of this. And just let you know, little weather update: Buffalo 30 degrees with a cold front coming in, and and it's staying that way for the foreseeable future. So, but we got basketball. It's okay.
All right, man. You're the man. Joe in Buffalo. 30 degrees and cold front coming in. It's amazing. Yeah, he's right. I mean, that's the beauty of where Portland is at right now in Joe Cronin. You know, you make the tough move to move on from Dame, but with that move, all of a sudden you've got newfound flexibility. Flexibility with the cap, flexibility in terms of draft assets, and also flexibility with the roster with a number of veteran pieces, Robert Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, Matisse Thybulle, that can be moved at a later date when it comes time to find that right young piece, draft pick or player. There is a lot to be excited about. And he's right. It's not just Scoot, but the young players on the roster. It's great. Well, our next broadcast is going to come up on Sunday, where Portland will take on Denver once again. Blazers and Nuggets from Ball Arena in the Mile High City. Tip-off is at 5:30. Game day will start at 3. I will have that for you here on 620 Rip City Radio. The final score tonight from Ball Arena in Denver, the Nuggets 120, your Trailblazers 108. For Michael Shacker, I'm Chad Doing. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you on Sunday.